the sun never shines in the morning in San Francisco. Turned out to be a pretty quiet place until about 6 o'clock this morning. Cars and trucks started flying by pretty regularly. So, nobody messed with me. I don't think anybody comes around here at night, so I'm headed out towards my shipper here. If I can get out. Maricold and pick this thing up, get somewhere into Nevada again today. Hopefully. crap did I get lost in the way in here. This place is off in the back, tucked behind another facility. They have a sign up there, but it doesn't tell you what to do. And it looked like there was a path back there, and there was a sign that said Americold back there. And I pulled through there. It's like, oh, that's not good. Luckily, there was enough room to back up and turn around. That could have been way worse. But we got here. A little late, but we got here. They're loading me now, so hoping they won't take all day to load me. But we want to try to get back up into the mountains today, because that's like my favorite part of California, up on I-80 east of Sacramento. It's you get all the tall trees and stuff and mountains. It's really pretty up there. I have all the time in the world on this load because it's not technically supposed to be there till the 17th. Today's the 10th. It won't take me that long to get there, and it's a drop, but I might, depending on how the trip goes, I might take a 34-hour reset somewhere because I have the time on the load unless they have something else planned for me. Just so I don't have to fight with the crappy hours I'm going to be getting back. It wasn't too bad. I had me out of here in under an hour. So go top these tanks off at the Pilot, weigh it because it's heavy. It means it's really going to be a slow climb up some of them hills. But we're loaded. I'll be out of California in about 5 hours. Tell you what I do when I slide my tandems. It's always worked for me. You know, unless it's like a real close load that it can be off by one hole and the weight be off. So I got the tandems all the way to the back, put it in reverse, and just ever so slightly push the throttle. It'll start to slide, and at the point where it's close to balancing, it'll get harder to slide. Right about there. Lock them in. Alright, let's take a look at the weight on the truck. Right about right. It's showing 32, which means about 33. I'll run up to the Pilot and run it over the cat scale just to double check. With a load this heavy, you don't want to leave it up to chance. And then hit the highway. Catskill system's down. I can't get back in line to get fuel. I gotta figure out somewhere else to go. I think there's a scale at the 7-Eleven across the street. I'll go over there and wait, and then I'll figure out where I want to go to fuel. Got a little less than half a tank. I can probably find somewhere else to go. Probably. That's not a for sure thing. So it's great. It's great. bunch of trouble to figure out it was legal. I need to figure out how far I can get on the fuel I got so I don't have to go back over to that pilot. I might have to go back over there though and wait in line. Well, this place is not fun to get in and out of, man. I had trouble getting in because everything's so piled up on each other. Now trying to get out, trying to get scaled and fueled, and it's kind of a butt. I wish I could just get fuel here. No, I'm gonna try. If I can get fuel here, I will. I could, but I thought I'd try. The next place I can get fuel is in Sacramento, so I have to go back over there. I could make it to Sacramento, but it's not going to be any better getting in and out of there than it is here. So I got to go right back over there and get in line. Maybe it'll be an open spot this time. I would have just pulled in there, but the way they had the scale set up, which didn't work, I couldn't get turned around and get back to the fuel line because there's so many people sitting there. God only knows how long I'm going to sit here and wait. That's too many strawberries, but I bought them anyway. It's 20 bucks for that whole thing. I was in a hurry, so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take the whole thing. I like strawberries, but I don't know if I like them that much. I'll probably give some away at some point. But finally fueled up, scaled out, and hit the damn road. There's some fresh strawberries though.
The same old way. Grab my coffee cup and try to face the day, but I felt different, I must say. I feel like maybe heaven heard me when I prayed. Every night I asked for you to be kept safe in all you do, to point you toward my North Star. And now here you are, right here in my arms, and I'm so glad you're home. It's been too long, I know you know. When you were gone, I kept the fire burning strong. I sent up all the signals, hoping you would see, hoping you would come back home to me. Forgive me if I stare too much. I'm sorry, I can't help it. I'm filled with so much love to see you smiling in that chair, to know that for a while you're not going anywhere. Every night I asked for you to be kept safe in all you do, to point you toward my North Star. And now here you are, right here in my arms, and I'm so glad you're home. It's been too long, I know you know. When you were gone, I kept the fire burning strong. I sent up all the signals, hoping you would see, hoping you would come too long, I know you know. When you were gone, I kept the fire burning strong. I sent up all the signals, hoping you would see, hoping you would come back home to me.
This is my favorite part of California. All the evergreens, mountains. I'm just gonna park here tonight. I only got about 2 hours left on my clock, which puts me out in the middle of nowhere in Nevada. I don't really want to stop in Reno. I want to stop here. Nice, beautiful restaurant. Some editing done and get up when the sun comes up so we can see some more of the scenery on the way down the mountain. Smells like forest. It's very nice. Found an interesting rock for Skylar. Kept meaning to collect them for her. She likes rocks. We also have one from the top of a mountain in California. It's kind of interesting looking. Calling it a day. Well, I slept good, but it's another late start. It's like 8:30. I planned on getting up at like 6. But I mean, this load has so much time on it, it doesn't really matter. But I'm gonna try to get as far as I can down the road today. I need to figure out where that's gonna be. Because it's 10 o'clock Eastern. Means I'll be stopping at like 8 or 9 o'clock. They're not Eastern, but Central Time. I'm not going to make it to Central Time today, so it's really 9 o'clock, 9:30. Anyway, in other words, I got to figure out where I'm going to stop because I don't want to be pulling into a place with no parking. I'm really curious on if other drivers, like a lot of other drivers, think about this shit at all. And because I just see so many of them parking on the shoulders or just in the middle of it. I mean, you can see it here. Those are not parking spaces. It's just up against stuff. That's how you want to run your career, that's fine. I always think about parking because I don't want to end up beating the burden on everybody. That's just me. But continue seeing this beautiful, mountainous California. Mountains out climate, which I love, is all these evergreens and stuff. But next up is Reno and more desert. Even I have my limits of how long I let my truck go without getting washed. Kind of hard to tell on camera just how dirty it is. So I saw that blue beacon across the street wasn't super busy, so I can go over there, run through there real quick. And I'll take my 30 while I'm there, hopefully, and get this thing cleaned up and get down the road. It's gross. Like I don't like paying for it. I don't like taking the time, but it's still another 4 days before I get up to Lamar's where I can get one for free, and it is disgusting. It's hard to look at. Better. Little. You can tell that the wheels are supposed to be aluminum now. try to show you what my school of thought is here. I still have like 4 hours I could drive today, but I'm about 2 hours out from Salt Lake City. I'm not going to stop there, especially seeing how it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so it'd be 6 o'clock in the afternoon when I got to Salt Lake City. And I'm a real heavy load, so I'm about an hour and a half trip up the mountain to get out of Salt Lake City. So I could maybe make it to Evanston. At the best, I could make it to Fort Bridger, Wyoming. And none of those are a good option at 7 o'clock in the evening. At 2 in the morning, that's one thing, but 7, 8 o'clock in the evening, that's not really going to cut it. Now, I have 4.5 hours left on my clock, but I only have 7 hours and 15 minutes on my cycle, on my 70-hour clock. And I only get back 2 hours, 23 minutes tonight. So that leaves me tomorrow when I start my clock with only around 10 hours to work. So there's no point in me killing myself to get that extra 4 hours in today just so I could only run a 7-hour day tomorrow. So I'll just cut today short a little bit and run a full day, get to somewhere like Cheyenne tomorrow. Got a little fry stuck in my teeth. Somewhere like Cheyenne tomorrow, and then I'll be one day trip, which I'll get 12 hours back that next night, so I'll be able to get on into Lamar's. Yeah. And then I only get 3 hours back. So nothing I could do today would change how soon I could get to Lamar's. As long as I make it to like Cheyenne tomorrow. Cheyenne's about 1 day trip from, it's actually a little less. So if I make it as far as Laramie. But I'm going to try to get into Cheyenne. That's the plan anyhow. We'll see how things go. But I'm going to have a meal. Decided to get some Mickey D's today. I was craving a chicken sandwich. I didn't want another burger or tuna sandwich. So I got a chicken sandwich, some fries. Diesel dog. What's up, buddy? Come here. What's up, buddy? Oh, man. Yeah, I'm a little stressed out. It's okay. It's not your fault. I've been a little stressed out today. I had a bad conversation with HR this morning, and ever since then I've been kind of in a crap mood. Like, they're trying to get me to sign up for their benefits. I told them I didn't want their benefits, but they kept wanting me to tell them a bunch of personal stuff about my life, and I didn't understand why they needed to know whether I used tobacco or whether I was married if I didn't want their insurance. Well, that's just the next step, they said. I was like, I'm not answering your questions. I already told you I didn't want insurance from you guys. I've already got my own life insurance. I don't need your insurance. But they refused to take that no for an answer. There was like a 10-minute argument where I just kept saying, no, I'm not going to answer a bunch of questions to an outside. It's like the only thing that Schuster needs to know about me is whether I use illicit drugs. And they had me signed up for random drug testing for that. And I'm not going to give out any more of my private information. If COVID taught anybody anything, is to keep your private information private, because everybody has an opinion on what you do with your body. So I was like, I'm not doing that. And finally at the end of it, she was like, fine, we'll just leave it blank. I was like, okay, you could have done that a month ago when I told you I didn't want anything to do with it. But whatever. I've just been kind of annoyed at that all day. And then she acted like I was being a jerk because I didn't want to give her my private personal information to some insurance company that I want nothing to do with. It made no sense to me. But she kept saying, well, it's just my job. I said, your job is not to probe me and ask me a bunch of questions I don't want to answer. I've already given you my answer. I don't want your insurance. I don't need your life insurance.
I have my own life insurance policy. I'm not interested. Why isn't that enough? Well, because it's the next step in the program. Like, we can't fill it out without you telling us. Like, write down whatever you want to write down. I'm not telling you any more things about my personal life. It's none of your business. And she acted like I was being a jerk. I was like, okay, you think what you want. I am not giving out my private information to an insurance company that I have no interest in doing business with. She's like, well, you said you had a life insurance policy. Do they not know? I was like, yes, because I sought them out. And I went and I offered up that information freely to get a life insurance policy. That was my choice. You're telling me I have to do something, and it's like the worst thing to tell me is that I have to do something that doesn't make sense. I will fight you to the end of the earth if you say you have to. Like, really? You think so? And I'm sure that's a character flaw on my behalf, but it's just kind of part of who I am. You tell me that I have to do something that doesn't make sense to me, we're going to have an argument about it. And I'm not going to give in. I'm pretty headstrong. And at the end of the thing, turns out I didn't have to answer those questions. It's kind of interesting. Whatever, man. Now, I'm just a little annoyed about it still. Just the whole conversation was confrontational. I didn't understand why me saying not interested in your services wasn't enough, and then they wanted to try to force me to answer really personal questions about my habits. Like, it's none of your business what I do with my life. You're an insurance company that I have no interest in doing business with. Whatever. At the end of it all, she's just going to leave it blank in the system. I was like, great, have a nice day. And then she hung up on me. Cool. Didn't want to talk to you to begin with. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about it. I'm going to eat my dinner, and I'm going to try to get some rest and hit it hard tomorrow morning.